So today's top five is going to be the top five best music movies. Now these are movies that have come out that have music in them, whether they're tied to actual people or just musicals or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
So, Terrence!
All right.
Go first.
Okay, so we're gonna do this. I'll do it pretty quickly. So my number 5, Straight Outta Compton. Straight Outta Compton made my number 5 list because I felt like it was an impactful film. It was something that I hadn't seen in any type of music documentary or music film or music movie that contained music, or movie that contained music. So I mean, it was a great representation, even though maybe all the events weren't true or factual, but it was an enjoyable
D. Brown
film.
didn't get punched.
Yeah, D. Brown. we didn't see none of the dark side of Dre. Dre was an angel in this film, and everybody blamed Easy. But I mean, it was still a great film for what it was. It was enjoyable, and the music that was in it, I mean, it brought you back to that time.
Absolutely.
It made you remember when you were a kid listening to it. So I mean, it was just a great film. All right, number 4. It's upside down. I'm from Detroit, guys, if you guys didn't know. So my number 4 is gonna be
8 Mile.
8 Mile. Come on, we're gonna 8 Mile. We got to represent for Eminem.
That's hilarious.
So I mean, just the movie itself, it had, even though Eminem even came out and said they took some events from his life, but it's not really his life story. They wanted to make it so it was something that he could relate to.
Like as far as just the theatrics part of it? Is that
Yeah, exactly. I mean, some things about him battling, living in a trailer park, his mom and his relationship with her.
So you mean his mom wasn't Kim Basinger?
No, well, I mean, maybe.
Was she Vicky
You heard
Vale?
it first.
Was she Vicky Vale?
Was she Vicky Vale? But it took themes from his life, and like I said, it was gritty. It was a rags to riches story. And if you're a big Eminem fan, like most of the world is, you got to see one. He did a pretty good job as a first-time actor.
Absolutely.
So I mean, it was just a great film. Once again, music was great in it. I mean, the soundtrack he did.
Won an Oscar?
Yeah, watching it back. Won an Oscar. I mean,
He won an Oscar for Lose Yourself.
all right, so yeah, it was just a great film. So, number 3.
With the dogs barking.
Speaking of dogs barking, Grease.
Grease.
I put
That's
Grease.
interesting.
Black man put Grease on his
Black man put Grease. Wouldn't put Richard Pryor in his top 5, but he puts Grease.
Grease is on my top 5 musical films because I can't even deny how iconic this film is, and people still karaoke Summer Lovin'. As much as I hate, and I like karaoke, but I hate hearing Summer Lovin' but it's one of those films where
Raspberry Beret, that's his go-to song.
exactly. So, but it made stars out of John Travolta. I mean, that was one of his big break films.
Oh, absolutely. Stockard Channing.
Yeah,
Stockard Channing. Tony. I think she's Emmy Award winner. You got freaking. You got old school guys from your show of shows of Sid Caesar, Eve Arden. You have all these old comic guys that came out in there. So yeah, definitely. Olivia Newton-John, obviously big. Back in overseas.
I mean, started her. Well, I want to say started her music career, but I was thinking
it helped.
It was a major introduction to people who didn't listen to her.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so that's why it's at my number 3. So number 2, Purple Rain.
Purple Rain.
I put Purple Rain at number 2, obviously because it was going to be high on the list because me being a big Prince fan and a fan of all the music in there was songs that he wrote. Every song was great. Even
Computer Blue. I did not like Computer Blue.
Look, every song in there was a masterpiece. A masterpiece.
The Beautiful Ones, excellent, underrated song, by the way.
Every song in there was a masterpiece. I was gonna say Darling Nikki.
Darling Nikki too. Even though they didn't have the third verse in there, but it's all right.
The third verse. No, nobody knows the third verse, and it freaks me out every time I have to do it in karaoke because I always have a problem remembering the third verse. But anyway, it was a great film. Once again, another movie that's based on themes from a person's life, and it was based on themes from his life.
Semi-autobiographical, yeah.
So it wasn't true facts, but things of him living in Minnesota and stuff like that, and But anyway, it was a great film. I mean, stop rambling on.
I'm curious. What is number 1?
You can't guess number 1?
No.
Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers. That was one of my top 5
Blues Brothers
TV adaptations.
Yeah, man, come on, Blues Brothers. And it's like
Excellent.
I had to go back and forth if I wanted to make it number 2 or number 1 with Purple Rain, but it's just one of everybody loves Blues Brothers. I love Purple Rain, but everybody loves.
I love Blues Brothers 2000.
Everybody loves Blues Brothers. I have most quotable lines I could think of from any type of musical film like that.
Absolutely.
And, Aretha Franklin being in it, Ray Charles being in it,
James Brown being
in it. I mean, come on, it was such a great film from 2 guys that weren't really a musical group.
Really, and
Saturday Night Live skit.
Exactly.
So I mean, that's what makes that film so great, and that it was even after his death, he's still immortalized as this character. Yeah. So that's why it's my number 1.
Well, that and Bluto Boltarsky from Animal House.
Yeah, that too. But that was a long time ago.
All right, so my number five is gonna shock you, but I can't help it because and a lot of the ones that you got, we're probably gonna have. There's a lot of similarities in our list, but this one's gonna be a different one, and that's Amadeus.
Really?
I freaking love Amadeus. Tom Hulce. I don't even think he was nominated for a freaking Oscar for this role, but he was excellent. And at the time, he was really in nothing. And as a matter of fact, I don't remember seeing him in much of anything after that besides Parenthood. Mm-hmm. So I loved his acting in it. I loved F. Murray Abraham's role in it. Got him the Oscar for that role. But just that movie was so freaking excellent. If you have not seen it, go see Amadeus. Amadeus is excellent.
Closest I ever came to seeing it was the one about the dogs.
Beethoven. Very nice. Charles Grodin, good guy. All right, number 4. It's very similar. 8 Mile. 8 Mile is freaking excellent, and just like T said, for it being his first role besides The Wash with friggin' Dre and Snoop.
He was all like,
he was all psycho, all freaking crazy. Anyway, this movie, really let him show what he had as far as he basically played himself, but it was still an excellent movie. He was surrounded by a really good cast, like I said, Kim Basinger, Mekhi Phifer. So you got these this good support group as far as actors concerned to kind of help him guide, and the last battle scene. The last rap battle scene was very reminiscent of Rocky, where he gets his ass kicked the first time, then he comes back and just tears it up. It's just amazing. His rap battle scene at the end was just awesome. And like I said, he even won an Oscar for and I believe he's the first hip hop artist to win an Oscar because 3 6 Mafia won it after for Hustle and Flow.
Okay, because I was just about to say that.
He should be I think he is the first hip hop artist to ever win an Oscar. So that's awesome. Number 3 is Ray. For me, Ray.
I thought about Ray.
Jamie Foxx's portrayal of this guy to go as far as Method to where he had his eyes glued shut, to actually
his eyes glued shut?
Yeah, to actually work side by side with Ray Charles before Ray Charles died. And I think the thing that helped him so much is because Jamie Foxx is very, very talented. I mean, he is a triple threat. He's a comedian, he's a great actor, and he's a freaking awesome musician.
Right.
So because he's so good at piano, and he played a lot of that himself.
Mm-hmm. Because he plays piano.
Yeah, but it was excellent. He was just amazing. He deserved his freaking Oscar.
Just don't do electro again.
Number 2, don't ever do electro. Don't step foot, and you're not allowed to touch Spawn. I love you, but no. Number 2 originally was going to be the Blues Brothers, but I took it off because I already had it in a previous top 5. I'm doing my best not to repeat.
Okay.
So I put Straight Outta Compton.
Okay.
And you want to talk about unknowns? Those 4 guys had nobody. The most notable name in there was Paul Giamatti, and he was excellent as Jerry Heller. But other than that,
played Ren, because I've seen.
Well, I think he was in The Wire.
Oh, okay.
I think wasn't he in The Wire? I can't remember.
I'll put it in the video.
But all those guys were amazing. And Jason Mitchell, Robbery, that he was not nominated for an Oscar because he was excellent as Eazy-E. All of the actors did a great job. The music was, like T said, the music was just amazing. Really took me back to high school because that's where I got it from. So yeah, Compton was 2. Should have been nominated for a friggin' Oscar. And the number 1 for me is Purple Rain,
of course.
And the reason I picked Purple Rain is because it's the soundtrack to a lot of our youth.
Many babies born in that movie.
Exactly. But you got, the soundtrack was just flawless. Prince had never acted before. He introduced the world to Morris Day and the Time, who is pretty much still relevant just because of that movie, because Jungle Love and The Bird are like the biggest, songs they've ever done. You know, they had a brief number. I think they had a brief #1 hit with "Jerked Out" back in the '90s. But other than that, they have never really made anything big.
No.
You know, so to bring them out like that, to introduce the world to Apollonia, to introduce this different style of music and funk and all that good stuff, he was just amazing. And you know, again, solid supporting cast. He had Clarence Williams III with him. You know, he had I think the one that played his mom was actually a tenured actress at the time. So you know, he had a little bit of support there. And I'm pretty sure the people at Warner Brothers too, from behind the scenes, had some stuff for him too. So, excellent movie. It was one of my favorite movies of all time as far as music is concerned. So, rest in peace, Prince. We freaking love you. We're gonna miss you forever. It's gonna suck now. I'm gonna go buy my purple.
Now.
I'm gonna go buy my Purple Rain poster. It's gonna be awesome.
You know, and I just watched a thing from Saturday Night Live. They did a special presentation for him. Where they showed all his musical performances from Saturday Night Live, and what was it? They made a great comment that, you know, he owned the color purple. And it was like, if you saw purple, you just immediately
you thought exactly.
And it was like, that's how much of an impact that he had in society on just life general. Was that, you know, he was remembered so much as a person, as a character, and that purple was his.
Yeah, and one of the greatest halftime performances in Super Bowl history.
How perfect is that?
It was amazing. He's just amazing. So, like I said, it's gonna be a different world without you. So
yeah, definitely.
Terrence, take us home.
All right. Okay. So, guys, it's been a minute, obviously, because this keeps happening, but it's been a minute. So we don't want you guys to forget to make sure you comment on these videos, definitely with the top 5s. Let us know what you guys pick for your top 5s. Let us know how you feel about our top 5s. And yes, I will take your hate, because that's what I seem to get with my top 5s. But with that said, I do want to hear it, because I want to have a conversation with you guys in regards to what you guys like, what you didn't like, and any other suggestions that you may have for a top 5 that maybe includes our information or includes our list, or doesn't, maybe take something off. But also make sure you like, because one, we want to know what you guys do like or what we do and what you don't like. And then definitely, and not least out of this whole thing, make sure you subscribe, because if this is your first time watching a video, you subscribe, you get to know about all the other things that we do. This isn't the only video that we do. We do Star Wars videos, we do wrestling, we do
You Don't Hate.
You Don't Hate. I was trying to say that guilty pleasure movies with the You Don't Hate. So we do those type of films. So definitely make sure you subscribe so you can know when those things get posted, and you can watch those and also be a part of that.
Yeah,
all right, so
absolutely.
I guess that's all I got.
So for Asking to the Back, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
Game blouses. Okay, ready?
So when you need to do something, you're not gonna be able to do it because you're wearing.
Is that straight? We're straight.
Take it off.
Are we straight? Damn.
If you have to ask that question,
The truth is coming out.
you have to ask the question.
Damn. I like that restaurant Wiener Works. Whatever happened to that place? All right, ready?
Yeah, we're waiting for Miss Velcro over here.
Yeah.
De volada, hombre. Ándale, rollerball.
Takes a while.